By your perseverance, you will save and secure your life. Today, as you know, dear people, is the Sunday before the last in the calendar of the church. Because the church in her wisdom, the end of the calendar of the church, give it to Christ the King of the universe. To him be glory all ages and seasons. Today we hear in the first reading from the prophet Malachi that the Son of Justice will come to destroy the wickedness from this earth. He will come to put those who have led others to sin, and those are the ones that are going to suffer eternal punishment. If you go in the gospel today, Jesus was questioned about this day when this will happen, and he said to them, do not be aware of what they say. Do not believe them when they say to you, he is here, I am the one. He said, because before these things happen, there will be a lot of disturbance in the cosmos. There will be earthquakes and insurrections. Do not be afraid. What you need to do is that you remain faithful and remain faithful in prayer to the very end, so that you will survive your life. You will secure your life. In the second reading today, St. Paul is speaking to the people of Thessalonica. And you know, if you read the readings of St. Paul, many of them are speaking about the parousia, the coming of Christ. And for him, even in his words, the coming of Christ was imminent. And when the people hear that Christ is coming soon, they were people who said, if that is so, why bother work? And St. Paul speaks to them in a very harsh and severe language. He said, remember that I have been for you an example. So imitate me by working hard. I work hard even during the time I was spreading the gospel. Although I have the right that the gospel give me, that right that we know that is in the precept of the church, that today many do not observe, is the stipend that you give to the priest to say Mass, is the stipend that you give the priest when he baptizes your baby, or even to the bishop when he confirms your child. Although I have the right from the stola, from the power that I have of preaching the word, I did not want to set an example for you. I worked night and day to earn my living, to set you an example to follow. I hear that among you that are men who are not working. And so if they are not working, they are not entitled even for food. Because if you are not working, you are busybodies. You are going to be concerned about people's business. And how many times we find people doing so? That's right, like we cannot live in peace because people are talking about us, they say things about us, and so why? Because they have no life. Because if they have a life and they are busy at their work, they don't have time for this, as we say, silly talks. And St. Paul said to them, do not idle yourself. Keep working. This is what the Lord wants from you. He wants you to find you at task. Remember the story? When Jesus said, the time will come when there are 5 virgins who are wise and 5 who are foolish. Their lanterns was about to go out. I know some person who every time we go in a procession, the light is always out. But the only thing is this, that we see that those who are wise, they took with them in a flask oil to fill their oils so that they will not go down, so they will not be dim. And how in the middle of the night where the other went shopping for the oil, the groom came, they closed the door, and when the foolish arrived, he said, I don't know you. Go away. And how many times that story applied to us? Because we need to be people wise in the faith. Few weeks ago, we read the story of the steward who was enterprising, how he was try to secure his position when he is gone from being steward. And today the church reminds us of the end of time, when Jesus will come and he will come to judge us. He will give to each one of us what we have worked for. My dear people, many people today, they find themselves that the coming of the Lord is too far-fetched from them. What matters for them is today. What matters to them is today what they have. And what they want is pleasure, money in their pockets, and unfortunately they don't want to work. And that applies to us. How many times we see people idle themselves and then they really ruin it for others. How many people today, they go and claim that they are sick to work, and after they get disability from the government, on the side they are doing cement and they are doing woodwork and this and that. They are stealing from the system. They are stealing from you and me. And that is why it is wrong to do that. We need to be authentic. How many times people think that they are going to live on the wealth of their mother and father? Many people do not take my warning. You earn it, you spend it. Do not leave it for your children to curse you on. Because many times that's what happens. What you leave behind to be the curse to divide your family. And unfortunately we have plenty of families today. They are divided on the stupid inheritance. How many times you find people today that to prepare for the day of the Lord for them is nothing. They are not afraid of it. They don't want to prepare because their actions are evil. There are others who wants to be with the Lord. How many times, I hear people say, well, Father, I don't know why I'm living. I wish I die. I said, close your eyes and die. And said, not now, not now, not now. Why? Because they are not ready to go and meet the Lord. Because they have to fix their own situations. They have a lot of loose ends and they have to see about. My dear people, as we come to celebration of the Mass today, we see that the Lord is going to come. And when he comes, he wants to find us ready. There are 4 things that really are important at the end of time. It's not the wealth that we accumulate. It's not the property that we have. It's how much we really focus on these 4 things. We focus on the day when we have to depart from this earth, and that is dead. We also focus on that thing that's going to happen immediately after we die, and that is judgment. And then we reflect on the 2 directions where we are going to go. If we have worked with the Lord and for the Lord, then we are going to go with the Lord. If we did not work with the Lord or accept the Lord in our life, we are going to be away from the Lord. And today, to prepare for the Lord is very simple. Jesus told us in the Gospel, if you love me, you keep my commands. That's all the Lord asks of us. If you love me, keep my commands. And what is the command he gave us? The command of love. Love one another as I have loved you. How he loved us? He loved us by healing the sick. He loved us by raising the dead. He loves us by feeding the hungry. He loved us by going after those people who are outcasts. And even washing the feet of the apostles, become the servant at the end of his journey. And he said to us, what I have done to you, do it to another. From this the world comes to know that you belong to me by the love you have for each other. So to love is not just a command, abstract, but make that command in concrete. Today, as you know, we end the year of Jubilee. All the doors of the churches today that was open for the years will be closed. The indulgence is over, and today we close that year where Pope Francis asked us to help one another and cherish one another by reaching to one another. That what we do in the corporal works of mercy to each other is what God wants from us. This is what you need to do. This is what Jesus asked us. Whatever you have, share it with others, so that you will share also the kingdom. If you are compassionate and forgiveness in this life, that's what will be given to you. With the same measure that you measure others, with the same charity and compassion you gave to others, will be shown to you at the end. So at we come to the celebration of the Mass, we are not concerned about those things that are going to happen at the end of time, the insurrection, the war, the earthquakes, because they are going to happen. We have no control on them. We are not God. What control we have is that we have accepted the Lord, that we have a great relationship with Him, and that way, the way that we know that we really show that we accept Him and we are sincere, is by helping others as the Lord asks us to do. If we do this, then we have nothing to fear when death comes. So that when the Lord comes, He finds us at work, and He finds us doing what He asks of us to do. God bless you.